Hello team, how's it going? It's been a while since we recorded a video for you, and the main reason was because I was dealing with a cold and my voice was not pleasant enough to talk over a video. But now, since I'm doing a little bit of recovery, I've decided to show you one of the analysis that we do every week on our Telegram channel and go into more depth for each coin that our Telegram members request on every Saturday morning. This week, we started early in the morning and went through different coins and analyzed them based on the requests we received from each member. Of course, we cannot answer all the requests, so we decided to select the coins that had the most potential and the best technical patterns that could deliver good profit for us. So, without further ado, let's go back to TradingView and talk about each one of these coins and see how they're going to help us make some good trading decisions. But before we do that, don't forget to follow us on Telegram in order to request the coin that you like for the analysis as well. Alright, so let's get to it. Our weekly analysis of the whole market started with a request on Litecoin. As you can see, Litecoin has been going up and down since 2021 that it made an all-time high around $400. And this WXY pattern has kept price ranging between $150 to $50 level. Now the sharp wick that we got on this candle can tell us that there is still some room left for the price to visit lower levels before it is ready to go and challenge the higher resistance zones. So if you want to buy Litecoin, the best opportunity would be between $75 to $50, with two scenarios in mind that could deliver higher targets. Now let's move on to the next coin, which is ENS. Now this coin is following a symmetrical pattern, and you can see that price went down to hell from around $25 level to $1.75 level. Now this sharp week gives us a hint that price could actually go to lower levels to revisit the basic support zone that held off its sellers since it was introduced on Binance. Now, at the end of wave H, there is a chance that market makers could push price up all the way to $50 level. So if you want to be big investors in this coin, make sure to wait for lower support levels. Now, moving on to the next one, Render is the next coin. Now, if you take a look at the price action of the Render, we can understand that price was going up based on the support of a trend line, and it delivered all-time highs a couple of times in the last year. But what has happened since then is that price started a correction, and as you can see, this correction might be a diametric pattern, and with this trend line's support lost, we can say that price still has room to go to lower levels. And as long as this trend line is acting as a support turned into resistance, it's better to follow this diametric pattern to lower levels before investing big money into rent. Now, moving on to Bunk, a meme coin which was requested from our members, you can see that this meme coin has lost most of its momentum. The distribution phase based on Wyckoff theory has already started to drive price to lower levels. And as long as price has not reached a reaccumulation phase and started a pattern here, we are not buyers in this meme coin because this pattern has to finish, and with reaccumulation phase taking place, we could set up some buy orders in order to ride this coin to the next new uptrend. Now with this reaccumulation phase taking place, we can set some buy orders around here in order to ride this coin to higher levels in the next uptrend phase. Moving on to the next coin, we got Gala. Another request from our members tempted us to do an in-depth analysis on Gala. Well, things do not look good either for Gala because with the hype that started in early 2021, you can see that all the price action happening on Gala has been for redistribution. And with this big shadow happening here, you can see the trend line here, the support has been lost. And with selling climax happening here, we can expect some recovery going up, maybe revisit this trend line, only to pull price down to lower levels. So as long as price has not reached the accumulation phase, making big buys on Gala is not very ideal. But if we can wait to buy it at cheaper price levels, you can see that there is more than 6,000% potential for growth in order to revisit higher resistance zones. So don't jump the gun and wait for the rejection to happen here and then buy at this phase. If we do not get the rejection that we want from here, this analysis is invalidated and we have to redo the whole and we have to revisit this analysis in order to see how price action is going to move forward. Coming up next is ARB. Now, this coin is already moving inside a wedge, and although price is playing at the bottom of the weekly support level, you can see that this support level has been invalidated with this long shadow. So basically, the safer buy zone would be at the end of this trend line, where this wedge could create some attraction for buyers in order to accumulate and buy this coin to push it to higher levels. Moving on to the next coin, we got Fetch AI or FET. This coin has been a very successful coin at the end of 2024, but it lost its momentum after 1,600% growth and slowly came down with a three drive pattern. Now, with all three drive patterns completed, you can see the price already started a recovery from our highlighted buy zone. We already had this coin analyzed on our Telegram channel, and we told our members that this was the best buy zone. And market makers delivered both of our entries in the last dump in the market. And as you can see, price has already started to move up for more than 120% since our average entry. And with this coin showing some bullish momentum, we can say that this zone can be a nice buy zone if you want to risk a little bit to ride price to higher levels. Pullbacks at lower time frames, for instance on daily time frame and 4-hour time frame, to these zones can be a good buying opportunity in order to ride price to higher levels. Now, this is one of the few coins that we have a bullish insight in order to go and challenge its descending trend line. Most of the other coins had a bearish price action at the moment. Now let's go to WLD. You can see that things do not look good for this coin either. With the loss of trend line, a new pattern started, which seems to be a diametric one. And right now, price seems to go to lower levels. We expect this to happen with some resistance from the buyers in order to push price to higher levels. Now, this small pattern means that we expect buyers to push price up a little bit in order to challenge this resistance line. Now, if they can establish a foothold around here, and keep price up, then this analysis would change. But our main expectation is to get a rejection from around these levels in order to pull price down to our main support zone, which can be a nice buying opportunity for us. So keep an eye on this resistance line for a rejection to happen. And moving on to our last coin, we got AR or RV. Now, this coin is another coin which has a bullish structure at the moment. With price completing a three drive pattern after breaking this trend line, you can see that it already drove a nice recovery move for around 1,200% at the end of 2024. And with momentum lost since then, you can see that price has already found good support around here. And with this trend line at the verge of being broken, we can say that this buy zone can be a good pullback area in order to ride price to higher levels. So the main strategy for buying this coin could be to set some buy orders inside this box in order to ride the breakout of this trend line. And if you set one order from here, then we got 80%, 200%, and 500% of profit on the way up. And if you like put $50 here, then you have to put another $50 here in order to add a second entry to DCA, dollar cost average, your buy order. There are different strategies that you could use. You could set one order here, and another one here. It depends on how you want to play this. And with RV, we can say that our weekly request is over, and we have analyzed about 9 coins for you. So make sure to put these insights into your long-term investment plans. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like and subscribe to our page and visit us on Telegram. Until our next video, stay safe and have fun.